Freedom is being able to do what you want when you want to do it, and it's completely achievable. Hi, my name is Tyus. I make videos about freedom. If you've not yet subscribed to the channel, do it now. Hit the like button, hit the bell button, hit the share button. I'm sure there's other buttons. Hit all those buttons. And in this video, we're gonna talk about really easy ways to improve yourself. And too many people nowadays are trying to improve the world by telling other people what to do. They tell them, here's the way you should vote, or you should act this specific way, or even what language is approved or unapproved for other people to use. But rather than focusing on other people, which is something we can't control, we should really focus on ourselves. We can control ourselves, all our actions, we get to make that decision. And because of that, that is the area that's gonna have the most impact in our lives. So in this video, we're gonna cover 5 basic strategies. They're very, very simple. They cost you nothing. They're completely under your control. And they're the most effective strategies that I've been able to find. And I've gone through lots and lots of books and techniques and seminars and all kinds of research over my lifespan so far. Now, they're broken into different sections, and not every section is gonna be for every person. So if you don't find one section particularly helpful, skip ahead, that's fine, or wait till the end of the video, but go through each one of these because they are important and I don't want you to miss out on the value. So the first strategy is to create goals, clear, concise, specific goals. Did you know 83% of people do not set goals? That's a crazy number. That's a really, really high number considering those who set goals dramatically outperform those who don't. And not just setting goals in your mind, but actually writing them down dramatically increases the impact they have for you. You know, goals make it so that your life, you can be proactive rather than reactive. You can go after what you want rather than be responding to all the things that are going on around you. It helps you have a clear destination for where you're going rather than feeling lost all the time. It gives you a sense of growth because you are actually growing on a regular basis rather than stagnation. If you're feeling stagnant, maybe it's time to set some goals. It helps you feel focused because you know what to focus on. You created the goals rather than the 83% of people who are going through life feeling distracted because they can't get focused because they don't know where they're going. And it gives you a sense of responsibility. In one of my previous videos, I discussed how responsibility is kind of the flip side of the coin for purpose, for having a purposeful life. So having that responsibility gives you a sense of purpose rather than just going through life having a sense of blame for everything that doesn't go right for you, putting it off on somebody else or something else or luck of the draw. You can take responsibility for that and have that purpose that sets you forward. Now, if you want more information on setting goals, it goes outside the scope of this video, but I made another video specifically on setting goals. So right up here, I've got a link. It will link you to that video if you want to get down and dirty and get into goal setting. The second basic strategy is to manage your time very, very well. It's been said many times that time is your most valuable resource. Of course it is. Everybody has the same 24 hours in a day, and what they choose to do with that often is the primary factor in what makes a life successful or a failure. One of the biggest indicators, in fact, for me, the number one indicator of if somebody is reliable or really somebody I can trust is if they show up on time. Being able to simply manage their own schedule lets me know that they can manage at least part of their life. So I don't only show up on time, I generally show up really, really early, and I'll sit in my car outside of a meeting just to see what time those people arrive, the other people that I need to meet, to find out, hey, do they show up early? Do they show up right on time? Are they running in? What's the case for them? And I know most successful people show up on time, but it's not just that, it's also about making sure that the rest of your day is scheduled out really, really well. And that just means simply scheduling things into time blocks. Elon Musk blocks off his day in 5-minute intervals. So any particular task, he gives 5 minutes to. Maybe he gives 3 5-minute blocks to it if it needs 15 minutes. But he blocks off everything and fills up his calendar that way so that it's really, really efficient. You can also use a wonderful to-do list. That's dramatically impactful in increasing your productivity. I made a wonderful video about the perfect to-do list. You can check it out. I'll link it there. And also, it's not just about filling up your calendar, but it's also about scheduling time to rest. A lot of times people think that they're just going to make their lives as productive as possible by getting as busy as possible, but that's really not a great way of being productive because you need sleep. Now, if you work out on a regular basis, you know that your muscles don't grow when you're working out. They grow when you're in recovery, when you're resting. That's when they get bigger. So you need to actually recover. Without sleeping and recovering on a regular basis, your performance will decline and your mistakes will increase. Your decision quality drops, your mood gets worse. It can impair your immune system. It can mess up your hormones. There's all kinds of damaging repercussions, so it's important to manage your time well. The next simple strategy is just to have a positive attitude. Now, there's a lot of pessimists out there rather than optimists, and there's a good strategy in being a pessimist because studies have shown that pessimists are significantly more accurate in their predictions of what is going to happen in life. There's a few reasons this might be. One is that odds are against us. Life is hard and things fail more often than they succeed. That's just the nature of things. That's the second law of thermodynamics. That's entropy, baby. That's just how it works. However, pessimists also might be creating a self-fulfilling prophecy. Imagine you're playing a game with them. Maybe you went bowling with a pessimist and they're like, oh, I'll go bowling, but I'm definitely gonna lose. I suck at bowling. Well, they might, because of that negativity, they might actually throw the game and mess up the game and end up losing because they're under that level of control and they think they're always going to lose. While optimists, on the other hand, optimists are significantly more successful. Yes, they're less accurate, but they succeed way more than pessimists do, and that's why it's so valuable to become an optimist. The reason they're succeeding is because they take more shots. They try things. Even if the odds are against them, they'll keep moving forward and keep making attempts. And yes, they're going to miss more because they're trying more. However, when they win big. And so that's why optimism and positive thinking is such a wonderful thing. It leads people to stick with the hobby or passion or career that they're in. Right now, one of my jobs is I'm an entertainment manager. I manage entertainers. I guess that is implied by the title. But I've done it for a few years, and something that I've noticed over time is the longer I have been in this profession, the more credibility I've had, only because I've stayed with the profession, and it's a hard profession, especially in the small niche that I'm in. But that credibility has actually led to more business. So just the simple act of sticking with a task has led to me having greater credibility, which has led to me having greater results. I hope the same applies to my YouTube videos. I hope the longer I do these, the more credibility it creates, and hopefully the better these videos become. But the idea of pushing through that resistance only happens when you've got a positive mindset. If not, the pessimism and the resistance will essentially make you stop, and that's why you must have a positive mind frame. The next strategy is to create a supportive network around you. This could be of friends, family, colleagues, coworkers, whatever the case may be. We, as individuals, as people, are a social creature. We work together with each other. And if you think of like a net where parts of it overlap each other, we're all individually like points on that net. By taking out one of those points, the whole net becomes weaker. This is also how the internet works. I could have used that as an analogy. However, if you surround yourself, if your closest connecting points are bad people, these people might have bad psychology, they might have poor resources, they might just struggle in life, and because of that, they might pull at you for resources and support. The issue with that is it's like trying to build a bridge out of cooked spaghetti. Everybody around you is pulling for everybody else's resources, and it's a zero-sum game, thinking that there can be only one winner. Now, you can oppose that with great people around you. Now, great people of strength and integrity, what happens with them is they find ways of utilizing their resources and making it complement with the resources you have. So this would be like building a bridge out of steel. Each beam supports the beam next to it to make a more rigid and powerful and solid structure. That's why surrounding yourself with great people is so important, but it's also not good enough. You've got to find a way to add value to them. You just can't let other people support you. You have to make sure that you're supporting them as well. And maybe even harder is you need to remove the people that are taking from you and removing value from your life. You've got to get rid of them. You've got to actually remove bad people from your life. Now, if you want me to create a video specifically on how to build a powerful personal network, I'm happy to create one. Leave a comment below if that's something you're interested in. If we get enough people that are interested in it, I'll make it. The next strategy is to take calculated risks. Now, I have a group of guys that I hang out with once a week, and one of them that I care about dearly, he's a great friend. He came up to me and he said, you know, the videos you make, a lot of them are about how to avoid danger, how to avoid having problems and variance in your life. And while I think that's a really good criticism, I'm actually all about taking risks. Risk is good as long as it's something that is calculated, as long as it's a calculated risk. And there's two things you want to keep in mind when you're calculating that risk. One is danger, and the other is the return on your investment. So danger would be like, is it going to threaten you? Is it going to put you in harm's way? Is it going to eat up all your resources? There's a lot of things that you can do that are not dangerous at all that still people avoid. For example, if you learn something new, there's no danger in that. Or, if you're driving home, take a different route home to get a different perspective on life. If you see a stranger that you want to have a conversation with, start up that conversation. These have incredibly low risk of danger associated with them, so you might as well do them. On the other hand, you have the high return items. So pursuing your dreams and your passion might be dangerous depending on what your dreams and passion are. However, the return on that investment could be massive. So maybe it's falling in love, maybe it's starting a business. I don't know what your dreams, what your passion is. However, if you make that risk a calculated risk, it is 100% worth taking. I hope you find value from these videos. I certainly enjoy making them. If you have not yet hit the subscribe button, please hit that, and the like and the bell and the share and all that good stuff. And I hope to see you on the next video.